So, we all know, especially if you're an international student, about the post-study work visa that you can apply for after your studies in the UK as an international student. But that's not the only visa you can use to remain in the UK. In this video, I'll be sharing five types of visa that you can use to remain in the UK upon graduation, and I would also share some of the mistakes that I made, and hopefully you would avoid it. So if you like videos such as this, please keep on watching.
I'm getting forget. Everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Yes, you know I get it, I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky on, get that freaky, getting freaky.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amomi, aka Petite Diva. I am a University of Nottingham alumni and a Developing Solutions Scholarship Award winner. In this educational series, I talk about everything pertaining to international students in the UK. I talk about the visa application, I talk about the admission process, I talk about tips and tricks that will make your stay in the UK very enjoyable, and tips and tricks that you can use to make the best out of your educational experience. So if you like videos such as this, please don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you'll be notified anytime I upload videos. Now, yes, the post-study work visa, the 2 years post-study work visa. It's not a new concept. It was actually done years ago, but I think they stopped it in 2011. They decided to start again, I think 2020, but then again the whole COVID and everything, so they decided to start it, but they had not yet implemented it. I think the first set of students to obtain the post-study work visa was last year, those that graduated in 2021. So they are the first set to get the new post-study work visa. Let's get into the different types of visa that you can apply for to remain in the UK if you want to gain UK experience, or you just want to make some money before you go to your home country. Now, the first one is the post-study work visa that I've already talked about. Talked about the fact that it's 2 years. It's not a new concept. It was just reinvented or re-established after the whole Brexit and COVID-19 issue. But the thing is that a lot of people complain about the cost of applying for the visa, and the cost is about £2,000 because you're paying about £700 for the visa fee, and then you're not paying your IHS for 2 years. And if you don't bring your dependents before 6 months before the end of your studentship, that's your student year, you cannot bring your dependent on post-study work visa. So that's one of the cons of post-study work visa. Another con is I don't think this post-study work visa counts towards settlement or towards getting a PR. That's where people have a problem with. Another thing is that some people do get rejected. Yes. Now, there's a story that I just read. You are supposed to work 20 hours during term time. Some people think they have something in them that makes them invisible, and they work more than 20 hours, more than 40 hours, 50 hours. I don't know how you're doing that when you're supposed to be in school and reading. Any which way they do it, you do that, and you think the UK government is not seeing you. Oh, they're waiting for you. Now, the recent case of a story that I read on a forum, the person was denied post-study work visa and given 6 weeks to appeal. And I'm like, appeal what? You just wasting your time. Within the 6 weeks, if he doesn't appeal, he's supposed to leave the country. And I'm not going to say, Oh, that's a sad thing. But when I keep telling people, please, please, and please try to be as I don't know what I'm going to say. Just try to follow the rules as much as possible because they are watching you. I had 4 jobs. I did not know they knew about it until I called the tax office and they say you are working here, you're working here, you're working here, you're working here, and I'm like, wait. But then again, I remembered I imputed my NIN, and without your NIN, you cannot really work. So they already have your contact, they have everything. So I don't know why people would try that. Any which way, those are the cons of post study work visa. But it's also good because you get 2 years to be in the UK. And that 2 years can really do a lot. You'll be able to, if you want to do unpaid internship to get UK experience, you can do. If you want to relocate to another country, you can start applying from the UK. Your post-study work visa is just like a student visa that you can use and travel to a lot of countries. You can get a lot of visas very easily. So if you want to go to other countries to like search for jobs, you can get the visa, go to other countries, search for job, get the job, and relocate there if you want. It is, and because you are not a student, you are not thinking about school, you can do all what you want to do, and 2 years is quite a lot. You can also get the next visa that I'm going to talk about, and I'm sure you already know, and that is the Tier 2 working visa. Now, thanks to Brexit again, I believe, and COVID, the Tier 2 visa has now become 5 years. Now, I had friends that got the Tier 2 visas at that time. They were mostly doctors because doctors are on the shortage occupation list and they had passed their PLAB 1 and PLAB 2, so they got jobs, like they were looking for doctors. But the Tier 2 at that time was for 2 years, so you have to renew it after 2 years. Now it's apparently for 5 years. And after 5 years on Tier 2 visa, you can apply for a PR. So good! But the problem is you have to get a job on the shortage list. So when you're applying to schools, you really need to check what is on the shortage list and try and tailor your application, tailor what you want to study to those words so that you can increase your chances of getting a job afterwards. That the next one is basically for those in the healthcare industry. Now, I just talked about my friends who are doctors that got it. At that point, there was no differentiation between Tier 2 non-healthcare workers and healthcare workers. But thanks to COVID, or as a result of COVID, now healthcare workers have been kind of separate, have a separate type of visa. But it's just like the Tier 2 is about 5 years and counts towards your settlement or counts towards PR. It's called the Health and Care Visa. Recently, they added healthcare assistants to the list of jobs under that healthcare visa, health and care visa. And because you are working in the healthcare industry, and the IHS fees, I believe, has been removed or really reduced, because that was a whole lot of controversy, especially during the COVID. Like, a lot of immigrants are working in NHS and they have to pay IHS because of their Tier 2, and it caused a whole lot of trouble. So they decided that if you are a healthcare worker or healthcare assistant or healthcare professional under this visa, you don't have to pay IHS fee, or you don't pay it as much as those that are non-healthcare workers, if you get my drift. So if the non-healthcare workers are paying like 700 per year for IHS, I think those healthcare professionals are not under this health and care visa, are not supposed to pay 700, maybe 100 or not at all. I'm not really sure about that, but I knew that there was a time when they were talking about removing the IHS charges for those that are under the health and care visa. And like I said, it counts towards your PR settlement, and it's like 5 years. I know students that go to study, their courses might not be on this shortage occupation list, but because they were working as a carer from the first time they got to the UK, they've already gotten a lot of their certification. So immediately they finished school, because they had already been in the system of the healthcare assistant profession. They went from student visa to the health and care visa as healthcare assistants. So they did a change in career, and it's helping them to settle. So some did not go from student visa to post-study work visa to tier 2 health and care. They just went from student visa, upon graduation went to health and care visa. So that's an option for people who have a passion for health care or healthcare assistant, because it's not everybody that can do it. The fourth one is the Tech Global Talent Visa. Now, this is for those in the tech world, especially if you do like data science, AI, cybersecurity, and all the rest. You can get a job in that sector and apply for the Tech Global Talent Visa. Some people have even gotten the Tech Global Talent Visa from their home country, because they're already doing something in tech and they have like a whole portfolio and the rest. And with that, it's 5 years. It also counts towards settlement. And I believe that you can change jobs, you can change employers, because like some of the other visa, the tier 2 visas, your employer will sponsor you. Even the health and care, it's like your employer will sponsor you. So sometimes you might not be able to move to another job because the other employer was the one that sponsored you. But for this Tech Global Talent or Technician visa, you can even be self-employed according to what they said, and you can change your jobs, you can change employers. So for those of you that are going to study data science, business analytics, and the rest, it's something that you can start looking out for now. So you might not do the post-study work visa, you might do that tech, especially if you already have an establishment, an app, or something that you're already doing. That's something you can consider. Now, the fifth one is the one that most students don't know. I did not know. Like I said, at the time I went, there was no post-study work visa that was kind of automatic. If you pass, if you don't have any issue, they check your NIN and everything. If you don't have any issue, you would get it. You normally get it within 24 hours, so you don't have any issue. Now, we didn't have that. We didn't have the post-study work visa. But we had this, at that time it was called the tier 1 visa. It was called the graduate entrepreneur visa. I did not know it, but some of my people knew it, and that was one of the mistakes. I think I was too secluded in my own world that I did not even, or maybe people who were, I did not get to communicate with people or talk with people and like discuss about what we're going to do afterwards. Or a lot of the other guys, when I came back, knew about it, and I was like, okay. And this is something that is also sponsored by a school, just like your tier 4 visa. It was called the graduate entrepreneur visa, but now I think it's called startup visa, in which the school will sponsor you based on a business idea that you want to do. So you are going to pitch to your school a business idea. Normally that time, some guys, like 2 or 3 guys, would pitch one idea, because they have different parts. They have different parts to play in the business. So they pitch the idea. If the school likes it, the school now decides to sponsor them. During that time, they're supposed to meet with the team that is in charge of that visa. Usually each school has the name they call their team. I think my school was called Ingenuity Team. Each school has what they call their team that is in charge of that. But it's basically a program that is to get people, students, graduates to try and create innovative business ideas that would up the economy. Now, each school will have their own criteria for choosing to endorse you. Some will tell you that your business cannot be out of the city. So, like in Nottingham, it cannot be out of the Nottingham. It has to be to be able to help the economy of Nottingham. The thing with the visa at this point is that you cannot extend it. Like the global tech talent visa, you can extend it after 5 years. You can renew it. But for this, you cannot. You are supposed to switch to another type of visa called innovator, and the innovator is like for 3 years, and that's the one that you can extend for countless numbers of time and or renew countless numbers of time. The startup visa, like I said, is 2 years, and each school have what they expect you to do. Like in my school, I think they said you have to have graduated within 2 years to be able to apply. You can also apply and pitch your ideas outside your country. So if you did not know about it while you were there, you can pitch it to them. But you know that if you're outside the country, they're outside the UK, you're less likely to be called or attended to as much as if you were in front of them, always going to their office. You can bring your spouse and dependent with that visa. You also are supposed to like do monthly meetings, go for workshops and the rest. They always have like their requirements. I think NTU, they have a deadline for you to apply for it. So I think if you don't apply in October or June, you cannot apply. So if you are going to do the startup and you are going to NTU, right now you should start getting your business idea so that when you resume in September or something, you can apply, and then they will not let you know by March or something if you are going to get the endorsement. So you know that you are going from student visa to startup visa, so you don't have to do the post-study work visa. Another perk of that is that while you're on the startup visa, you can also work at another job, but you're supposed to concentrate on starting up your business, because the idea is for you to create a business that would add to the economy. But because they know you're at the initial stages of establishing a business, you might not have that money to support yourself. So that's why you can work at another job, but you will still need to be accountable to the team in charge of that, and they will see that you are making progress. Because I think if you don't make progress, they can decide to stop endorsing you. You can switch to other visas. That's one thing. The cost of a visa is about £508 as of now. I don't know if it has increased. And like I said, you can bring your partner and children, but they too will have to pay £508 for the visa and the health surcharge, which is different from the post-study work visa that you cannot bring your dependent unless they are already there. So that's an option for people that you might not know. Any which way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it has enabled you to think about what you want to do afterwards. The purpose of this video is so that you can plan ahead and not be like me. The purpose of this video is to give you knowledge that I did not have. So if you're considering migrating after or staying back after, these are options that you can consider. So keep your options open. You can have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan everything just to make sure that if one doesn't work out, you would try another one, and the one that best suits you, you will try, and hopefully you'll not make any mistakes. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like it, please share it with your friends and family. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, in my next video, I will be talking about how much you actually need to settle in the UK as an international student. I'm not talking about the one that UKVI would tell you. I'm talking about based on experience, how much you actually need. I don't think anybody has actually talked about it. Everybody just talks about the proof of fund and everything, but this next video is telling you how much, and I'm going to break it down so that you would see how much you actually need. So if you want to know about that, please join me in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you join me in the next one. Bye.